whoever caused pain to a servant of God or to the house of God and tried to denigrate the house always ends up in a very bad way. So let's be careful. He is the God of wrath and judgment. And when he begins to judge, I'm telling you, I went somewhere in London and there were some people, they were giving me problems. And God says, when you go there, don't talk. I sat back. We had a meeting in our church in London, and the pastor was trying to take the church. And I sat back and I sat there, and there were some ladies there, and they were insulting me and insinuating. And God said, don't talk. He says, don't talk. And I sat back. Two of my sons were there with me from other churches. You know Kwanzaa? Yeah, you know Kwanzaa. And there was another one, Wadier. And then they said to me, Daddy, let me slap this lady. And I said, don't. This is London. If you're not careful, you end up in prison. I said, don't. And then the other one said, do you know the one you are talking to? Then I said to them at the meeting, I said, you see, me, Sofo, there is nothing in this life since I became a Christian that I have fought for. It is given to me on a silver platter. I have never insinuated. I have never shook somebody in the back. For anything that I have, it was just presented to me free, without any hindrance. The blessings of God that maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. So I'm a Mishran, it doesn't add sorrow. I can sleep at night. I can lie in my bed and sleep well. Then I told that pastor, I said, you see my hands? They blessed you. It can become a curse to you. So I kept quiet and I left. By the time I left, the young man was rushed to the hospital, dying, within less than a month or two. And anytime I think about it, he was a potential. And I've seen people who are potentials and they think and they forget that they are who they are because of the covering they have. And once they leave that umbrella and try to set up their own umbrella, the storm will blow it away. We had a church in Konongo. The gentleman took the church. I sent people there to find out what was happening. They were going to beat them, my pastors. They were going to beat them. So I said, leave and come. I said, this will not affect us in any way. Today we have another church there. And this is what happened. When the gentleman got there and started another family chapel, an elderly lady called him. I said, Osofo, aha waba no. Asore na de waba ha no. De sofo bi ba ha. Na nsama to no. Enti waba na wo so pese okwa ja asore nipa ho na ko boko. He didn't understand. So one day they were looking for land. And then they went. They found land with a building that was at the foundation, with some of the rocks and things, the blocks lying there. So they saw this pastor. He came out and said, oh, they can buy the thing. Some years ago, about at 20,000 cedis. He would give them the land, plus the building, everything. Then the one who was there is one of our members. He's a lawyer. He's a deacon in that church. He remembered the young man. Because you see, the other guy didn't know him. So when they go and says, Sofo, this land is cursed. We are not going to buy it. So he said, what is it about? He said, he saw that pastor. He used to be our pastor here. Then he said, a woman told me about it. He said, let me tell you the story. The gentleman tried to build a church building on this land. And anytime he raised the pillars, put in blocks, within a week, everything crumbled. He tried 3 times. Everything broke down. And when it broke down, now all the members began to leave. And he was left with nobody. He could not build a house. You can't build on somebody's foundation and go free. The wrath of God. And when they told me, I began to laugh. It's not everybody you play around with, though. There are some people, when you play around with them, you reap the wrath of God. You reap the whirlwind. So as a father, I'm telling you, be careful what you say and what you do concerning the house of God and the servants of God.